The building we're looking at now, down there, you see components of the Huller. It's also the shop. The building is 5,500 square foot, and it has 3 bays, which we'll show you later, for working on equipment with sliding doors. And in the last bay down at the end by the green tank is where the Huller's located. We'll look at that. We have a total here of in excess of 43,000 square foot of asphalt, and we feel that it has some significant value also. This is one of the bays of the garage. It's approximately 36 foot wide and 38 foot long. And all these bays have air from the central compressor. Some of the stuff looking at here is the air compressor, and if you'll notice, the air compressor is hard plumbed throughout this shop to provide air to each bay, and including the Huller. It drives the air legs on the Huller. This will stay with it. Some of the other items in here will not be with the sale. Coming up to the sliding door for access here, it's probably a 16 foot by 10 foot door. Now we're looking at the forklift that stays with the property, goes with the sale. The big machine we're looking at now is a milling machine, the green machine against the far wall. It's for making keyways and different components, shafts, stands done with this milling machine. Once again, some of the items will not go. They will leave the pallet jack you see on the floor, the tire changer. This room again is 36 by 38. Some of the cabinets you see housed, some of the components needed to do repairs. Not everything's here, but there are parts for the Huller in the cabinets. There are also nuts and bolts needed for the Huller that'll be left. The office area is 20 foot by 8 foot, and he uses it to keep his records, production records, quality records, etc. From this area, Stan's able to go directly into his Huller room, which we'll be showing you in a few seconds here. Okay, what we're looking at here is the Huller portion of the building. We have a scale, as you can see on the ground back here, weigh up to 1,000 pounds, and then we have a restroom. We're just going to do kind of a wide open scan of the Huller equipment. And I want to say that the owner has stated that he will stay with the person buying this Huller the first year to help them run it and get the bugs out. We'll talk about each Huller specifically as we get a little closer. Wilcox mid-1970s vintage 60-inch Huller, and we have a Wilcox, and we'll show you a mid-state one here just shortly. Has air legs, has all the modern stuff. It's well maintained. Every year preventive maintenance is done on this Huller, and between these two Hullers, his highest production year was 7 million pounds, and we have production records to show anybody that would be interested. I think what might be of interest to somebody here would be somebody wanting quality assurance on their own product, or somebody looking to do an in-shell, a product that they could sell themselves, because this does not have a stop. Yeah, this is a Huller only, no sheller, as a lot of the new ones have gone to. But you do get an in-shell product, and there is a growing market in the world place for in-shell almonds. We're looking at the air legs in the back here now. This is a mid-state manufactured Huller. They were the people who were really prominent back in the 70s and 80s and early 90s building Hullers. Again, it's a 60-inch. Has no sheller on it, but it really goes through the nuts, and you can bet they're well maintained. I've had the survey done by one of the gentlemen that owned Mid-State on the two equipments, and he valued them at $500,000, and we'll go through some of that detail with you later. This is the pit. We drive over with the big trailers and drop the nuts into the pit, and then they're brought up from the pit to this large bluish-green machinery called a destoner. And the destoner removes rocks and sticks to some degree out to a pile here. Now, these bright green tanks that you see hold the finished product. And they back in with the bobtail trucks underneath and load them, and then take them in for further processing to the association or whoever that farmer wants to do with the product. And here is the hull elevator. They leave the Huller and are conveyed along this long Huller to the hull pile, which is below the elevator. And the hulls stay with the farmer, so he's able to sell them for cattle feed. And the more he hauls, the more hulls he gets, the more feed he sells. It's a component of this business.